Hi, this is Hammering Howard from Mountain Biking Single Track. I don't feel like taking my camera off, so I'm trying to get it through the reflection of the glass here. Anyway, I didn't make any videos for a while because I was doing some of the same trails. But yesterday when I went to Wyndham, I met up with a buddy of mine, Jesse, and we were gonna go to somewhere, and we decided to go to Wyndham. And I had been there last year, but last year I forgot. There was only 2 miles of trail there last year that I could find. And I said, I'm not going back. It's 115 miles away. It really doesn't make any sense to drive all the way over there, even though it was okay, it was good. But then I didn't realize Wyndham was the same place that I was thinking about until I started driving up there yesterday. And then when I got there, I was like, oh man, this place sucks. This is gonna be bad. And then there actually was 23 miles of trails, or 22. We rode, and with 3,000 feet of elevation, that's a lot of elevation. We rode, of course I had the e-bike. They had regular bikes. There was an e-bike out there, but we went down this trail called the Berm Trail, Burmy or something like that. And it was just like going down Tap and Die at Kingdom, or like Lower J-Bar. It had really nice, tightly packed, high berms, like probably as high as my tire, the top of my tire. They were packed tight. Some of them were even higher. They were up to the handlebars. They were packed really nice and tight, and they were perfectly designed for speed. We were doing about 25, 30 miles an hour down this, probably a 4 mile section, just going downhill. And just berm after berm after berm in the middle of the berm, like when you're going down Sidewinder, and I'm comparing it to Kingdom. When you're going down like Sidewinder, and it has like a berm, a left-hand berm, and then it straightens up to a hip jump, and then you dive into a right-hand berm, and then it's, you know, another popper, and it was just one after the other, after the other, after the other. At one point I was like, hey, we're at the end, you know, like that was fun, and it just kept going. Then there were bridges. There was a bridge, a suspension bridge. Well, it wasn't a suspension bridge, it was a bridge that was, you see how tall this tree is? Like I could reach my hand up and I can't touch the tree. It's probably about 30 feet, maybe at least 20. That's how high that bridge was. And it was probably a little less than a 1/4 mile long. Like some of the bridges in Kingdom, it was long, but it was wide. It was wide enough almost to have 2 bikes side by side. So, you know, it wasn't like you're gonna fall off and fall 20 feet and get hurt badly. It had chicken wire on it. It was built very sturdy. It was good. We rode across that, and then we went, I figured that was over. It's over, right? No, it wasn't. Then there was a pump track. We wind up on this pump track that, it was a downhill pump track. So as you're going down the pump track, the whole section is like left turn, bank, right turn, bank, and then big jump, then big jump. And then it was like one after the other. It was too big for our bikes. I mean, we were able to do it. We found a guy that was unconscious. He was laying, we almost jumped on top of him. He was just laying there in a puddle of blood. It was horrible. He didn't know his name. He was, you know, we couldn't see where the blood was coming from, but it was coming out of his ears and everywhere. He was in bad shape. So we got 911. I had to take my bike. See, the e-bike came in handy. I went to the parking lot. I tried to find his car. And then I went, found an address on the road that was next to us. And then we got the cops there. Ambulance came. The guy started coming around. He was remembering his name. He didn't break any bones or anything, but man, he must have did an endo, because that last jump was like a real big roller that you probably should try and land soon, but it was too big. And so he probably went really fast and landed all the way on the bottom, and his bike just endoed. He probably landed on his face. It was crazy. So I'm really not, you know, I'm nowhere special today. I mean, I'm a special place. I'm in Ringwood. I'm tool around in Ringwood and do some old carriage road trails that I haven't done. Some of them that I've never done before, because they seem to be dirt bike trails. And I think they're gonna take me out to Sloatsburg, New York. And then I'll probably come back and hit a little bit of Sterling. But I've been riding, you know, Sterling a lot. They finished some loops around here. They did some more trail building for the section, the connector section in Ringwood. And so you can get 20 miles in now. If you start from A-Lot, you do Sterling loop and come back, it's a lollipop, you do 20 miles. And if the farther in Ringwood you start, the more miles you're gonna get. But starting from A-Lot, it seems to be the best way, because you're getting all the Sterling type of terrain. If you want more techie, then you might want to start deeper in Ringwood. You can get, you know, 30, 40 miles in, 50 miles if you want. But yeah, so back to Wyndham. Wyndham is awesome. I would definitely go back there. There was about 6 of us all together in the group, and we had a blast. We were out for 6 hours, because we were with that guy for like an hour helping him out. But we were out for 6 hours and we rode, actual ride time I think in the saddle was a little over 4.5 hours. Oh, 3,000 feet of climbing is a lot of climbing. You know, we did just about 3,000 feet with 22 miles. That's like going to Kingdom Trails and riding your bicycle all the way up to the top is 3,300 feet. And that, if you're on the road, it takes you like an hour and a half. We did this in the woods and we had been riding all day. We rode all the other stuff that was there. There is a hiking trail up top that takes you to another park that also has all hiking trails. It's not supposed to be specific for mountain biking. Nobody really rides them. They said it's hike a bike, but on the e-bike, it's definitely doable. I rode all the way to the top, crazy ledges, not really rocky, just ledges, big ledges of steps and branches and you know, it was pretty fun on an e-bike. Let's put it that way. On a regular bike, you might be able to make it, but it wouldn't be fun. It would be very hike-a-bike-ish, like they said. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. I'm gonna get back with you when I start riding. Let me get my stuff together here. So yesterday was the Jarbor Festival in Ringwood, and I didn't go because I went to like 3 bike festivals this summer, and I test rode everything that is out there. So I'm gonna have to wait until next year or a couple of years before they come up with some newer technology. The e-bike is holding up. It's got 1,700 miles on it. I ride it almost every day. When I ride with the guys, I put it in eco mode. When I ride by myself, I usually just go out and put it in turbo mode and just hammer it. I got my spare battery. I've been averaging anywhere between 15 and 25 miles out of a charge on a hard ride. So you can, with 2 batteries, you can get 50 miles. And that's plenty. That's plenty. If you really want to milk it and take it easy, you could probably get 70 miles out of both batteries. Because I've gotten 35 out of 1 battery in the trails. So, that being said, I'm on my 2nd set of tires, Magic Marys. I'm still running the Magic Marys. I'm on my 3rd chain. This chain has lasted a long time. It's the same chain, but for whatever reason, it's really holding up. This chain has lasted, I'm trying to think, 700 miles, and all the other chains lasted like 450. So I don't know what's going on. Still climbing, still riding. It hasn't been muddy. I think that's what it is. We haven't been getting rain. Everything is dry. Very, very dry. You could even see my tires. I mean, there's no mud anywhere. We haven't been getting a lot of rain. Everything's dry. The water levels are low everywhere. So I think that's what it is, because at the beginning of the season I was blowing through chains because I was, well, in the middle of the season, I was riding in a lot of muddy conditions. And that just eats away at your chain. I'm still on the same cassette. Everything's shifting good. Derailleur's good. You know, I'm just replacing my chains at 75%. I called up the company and they said replace it at 80%. So I'm replacing them at, 75. I don't want to ruin my cassette. Cassette's $450. I don't want to play around. And it, if I can get 1,000 miles or 800 miles, 900 miles out of the chain only costs 20 bucks. Why not just replace it? I was replacing it at 50 because that's what you do on a 12 speed. But this is an 8 speed, so it's a little different. How are you? All right. Guy jogging with his dog. So I'm gonna be talking a lot today because I haven't been online with the GoPro in like a couple of months. And the reason is I've been doing the same stuff. I haven't really been going anywhere new for the past couple of months. Now, I wish I would have had it yesterday. I didn't have my spare battery with me. And the battery that's on here was not charged. But the GoPro battery itself was on E, so I couldn't record what we did yesterday. But I would love to have had that thing on because the stuff is not, I can't explain it to a lot of people that have never seen that type of trail before. Bank berm trails that are specific to, and there was a drop there. There was like a 30-foot drop that Jesse did. It was a drop, but it was a smooth transition, and it wasn't 30 foot straight down. It was a drop to another section. But if you ran fast enough on it, you could drop down 30 feet if you went fast enough. I was right behind him, and he stopped because I was doing everything he did, and I'm not a jumper like that. And luckily he stopped because I would have fallen right behind him. He's like, hold on a second. See this? I'm gonna do it. And I was like, I'm not. Nobody did it but him. He was the only one. But there was a guy in the rock. I can't remember his name. I'm not really good with names. He had a fat bike with the fattest tires that I've ever seen. They were bigger than a dirt bike on a motorcycle. They were huge. They probably were the biggest tires you could get. for a fat bike, and you could hear him coming down the trail. It sounded like a tractor. It was so crazy. That guy was riding his Gugat's. He was riding his Gugat's, killing it. Great group of guys. I had a lot of fun. They were from, everybody drove between close to 100 miles to get there. Nobody was right around the corner. I think there was one guy, he lived in the Catskills, and the Catskills was probably like 50 miles away. But still, I mean, you know, the people drove to get there. I drove 115 miles, and I was gonna drive to another place that was like 175. So, damn, I gotta make sure I bring my battery with me next time. Because with the battery, I could have had the GoPro on all day if I wanted to. The only place I would have turned it on is the pump track and that other place, you know. So the guy at the pump track wind up, you know, getting his ambulance. He wound up remembering his name, and he was coming around. He wasn't bleeding profusely. He just had blood on his face, and he had been bleeding because he was laying there for a while. He must have been laying there for a while. There was a puddle of blood there. It was crazy. And he thought he was okay. He was trying to get on his bike and go. We were like, dude, we can't, you know, we can't, you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, call 911. So we drove around until we got reception and got it done. Don't like to see people. You shouldn't ride the trail hard if you're going to be riding alone. You know what I mean? I mean, that guy was obviously flying, and he might have been a good rider and stuff, but you know, he got hurt. And if it wasn't for us showing up, somebody else might have just landed on him and killed him. Or somebody might have landed on him and hurt him even worse, and hurt themselves. You know, or maybe he would have, who knows what would have happened, you know? It's just good to ride with somebody when you're going to go out like that, go crazy like that. I don't put myself in a position where I'm going to be carried away. So whether I ride with somebody or not, actually when I'm with people, I do things that I wouldn't normally do, because I think about things like that. I do not do those things that I would normally do when I was with somebody, if I'm with somebody. So, you know, because you want somebody to be able to help you out if something goes awry, and things do go awry. So, I'm going to turn it off for now and get back with you when I'm doing something exciting, other than just riding down the fire road, a boring fire road. I'm headed to, I'll tell you where I'm headed though. I'm headed over to there's an abandoned town. Don't know why it's abandoned, but that's where I'm headed. And there's some trails, fire road double tracks around the abandoned, that goes around the town, through the town, and then wherever. But I'm headed back around there. I'm gonna do some trails that I've never done before, or maybe haven't done in a while. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I have done a lot of them, but they're gonna take me into Sloatsburg over by Route 87. I've done some of them on my dirt bike years ago. So that being said, get back with you. Hammering Howie mountain biking, single track, we're out. All right, so I'm going down this crazy pipeline, power line, back road, back of this mountain hill. On my left is a gated community off of Sloatsburg Road. It's not right on my left, but if I made a left and kept going, I would get there. I've been on this trail this year. I forgot that I did it though, beginning of the season. I came out here, or was it? It could have been the end of last season. But this is gonna take me out to some place that normally would be really hard to ride, like the power line. Going up the power line is like a pain in the butt. It's really hard to do. I think I'll be able to make it on this bike. Let's see. I'm gonna try and stay in the woods though, and not go on to the power line. I think I came in too soon. I wanted to do a different section of this trail, but it's so dry. This is all usually a mud pit, and you can't get through any of this stuff. I mean, I'm surprised this is here. You know, and you can actually ride around this. Look at this, it's crazy. It's supposed to be a creek there. So last time I was here, I couldn't ride up this. I mean, I rode up it. I was on my regular bike. I rode up it, but it was all muddy and washed out, and I got onto the power line and it was dry. But now I think I could stay in the woods. I think there's a split here. This is just dirt bike trail, just double track. Fun on the e-bike for sure. The last time I came, alright, there's a split here. So last time I came, I believe I went out there to the power line. If you cross over the power line, you go into the gated community. That's not good. Don't want to go in there. But this is what I want right here. I want to take this back to see where it goes. I don't want to go climbing straight up the power line. I did not take this last time because there was water running down it. So, Just rip over this shit. So much fun. Fucking e-bike. When you're on your regular bike with these big ass fucking rocks, you'd be having a hard time. Wouldn't be fun. If you're looking for single track, on this bike you could ride anything and make it fun. I'll see where this goes. Figure it out. I have an idea. I think this is the one I wanted to come in on. I'm not sure where it goes. We'll see. Woo! Hope I don't see any bear out here. Hee-hee! I'm on the incline right now. I'm climbing. And I'm in turbo mode. And I'm just blasting these fucking rocks, making my own line. Endless trail. Quad trail, double track. All rocked out. I just started the ride. I've still got a full battery. I haven't been down to my bars yet. This is a little wet, but it's not a mud pit like it usually is. Okay, there's a split here. People are back here fucking working this shit. You can see quads toward this up going around it. It's an intersection. So I can make a left or a right. No. Left looks like it's going back down. Right's going up. I want to go up. I'm going to make a right. Yeah. This is usually all mud. You can tell. I'm listening to R.L. Burnside. Check him out, man. Just get him. Get him good. Check him out. R.L. Burnside, baby. Awesome. Listen to him. He's kicking it. Put the bass on. Going away, baby. Going away. Ain't coming back no more. You're climbing, man. Look how fast I'm climbing this shit. Now, am I working out right now? No, not today. Today's not a workout day. I did two 23-mile rides, two days back to back, and before that, actually I did probably a 20-mile ride for like the past 7 days. I've been doing at least 20 miles a day, all woods riding. So I could take a day off. I consider this a day off because I'm in turbo mode and I'm not pushing hard. I'm gonna be out here for a few hours. I got batteries. I got battery. Got music, battery. Oh, this is actually wet. I'm surprised it's so dry. Never would be able to ride this, ever. It would be a stream here. You can ride it in a quad. But normally you'd never be able to ride that. That's why I want to go to higher ground too. I really don't want to be bogged down. I just want to do some shit. I never did this shit before. I know it's running parallel to the, well, it might not be running parallel to the power line. Look at this. This is crazy. Crazy quad trail. People will take their Jeeps back here and crawling through the stuff. You can see all the tire marks, busted up fenders and shit. Woohoo! Okay, so there's a couple old beat up cars here. Just like a 1950s cruiser. Don't know what it is. Got bullet holes in it. There's another one there that's down to nothing. Been stripped to shit. I don't know that I've ever been on these trails before because they're not mountain biking trails. They're just, you know, double track quad trails, and they're usually all mudded out. I mean, you could see the mud. You don't want to go through this if it's muddy. This whole place is usually underwater. See there? That's very sedentary. It's just stagnant water, nasty. But there's a whole bunch of trails. I just finished doing that crazy climb. You would never want to do this on a regular mountain bike. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not single track. It's just loose rock climbing. But on the e-bike, it's a whole different ballgame. This is almost like dirt bike riding. Like I'm back here with my dirt bike. I'm not making any noise, and I'm pedaling and I'm getting a workout. You know, I can't make the hills like I could on the dirt bike. I wouldn't be able to go that steep. You know, I can't do 60 miles an hour, but I'm having a blast. But there's another car up there. I'm gonna go check that out. That one looks like it's a Beetle. A lot of cars back here. No, it's not a Beetle. It's a Gremlin or something like that. Let me go check it out. This is a junkyard, man. Crazy. So I gotta be close to something. If these cars are back here, they must have drove them here at some point. Let me look and see what that one is. I didn't even see that one. I was up there. What, imagine this is some guy's backyard. He's like, yo, man, you're fucking with my shit. I think this is Sloatsburg. I'm in Sloatsburg already. I've been in New York for a while. Started off in New Jersey. Wound up. There's some kind of gremlin or hornet. That thing, huh? Talk about old school. Yeah, nothing left. Motor's gone. All right, I'm gonna get back on the trail, find out where she goes. Having a blast today with this, man. There's a whole bunch of trails here. I think I'm gonna take the lower one. It looks well ridden. Ultimately, I'm probably gonna wind up back out on the power line or back in Ringwood. I'm not sure yet. I'm not even looking at the map. Just going with the flow. Okay, so I came in, went down 202, past Ramapo, and came in by Camp Purpaw. And now I just finished the climb, the road climb, after the gate with the combination lock on it. And now I'm headed up into the, I'll be on the intersection of the Red, Cannonball, and whatever trail that is. Cannonball, and I think the Blue by Bear Swamp Lake, by the backside of Bear Swamp Lake. So I have a lot of options from there. I'm still on my first battery. I got about 20 miles in and about 5 on the road, or maybe more, maybe about 3 on the road. And then I got 2 bars left on this battery, which gives me another 10 miles or so on the trail, depending on how hilly it is. I'm done with the hills now, so I probably got another 10 miles on this battery. And then I can go get 30 miles out of this battery today. It'd be good. Then I go change it, swap out my other battery. And good for another 30 miles. Getting good mileage today. Not too hilly. I think the e-bike gets used to how you ride, and it changes the energy level. I don't know, because I seem to be getting better mileage the harder I ride it. If I take the crazy places and ride real hard, then I go back to the easier places, it seems to get better mileage. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll follow this road out to the power line and then jump on the green elevator, possibly. Go up the green by Bear Swamp and then come on the backside. Oh, this is great. A lot of fun today, boy. A lot of fun today. It's different riding by yourself or riding without regular bikes, which is blast. I'm just blasting along. And I actually said I wasn't going to work out hard today, but I had to help this bike a lot on those power line climbs because they were just so damn steep and rocky and technical. I couldn't just go up and cruise. I had to keep momentum. So I got to work out. That's why I was like, I'm done with that. Okay, so here's the bridge that goes over the blue that goes on the other side of the cannonball. So I could take this out to make a left, bang a left and take that to the top of Skyline or over to the yellow, take the yellow back, or I could just stay on this gravel road on the blue and follow that around, which I think I'm gonna do. But I want to take a look at the water. Holy shit, man. It's been so dry around here. Look how low this is. I've never seen it like this. You can actually walk down in here. This thing is usually up to the bottom of the bridge, overflowing. It's like swamplands. Bear Swamp Lake. That's why they call it Bear Swamp Lake. Crazy. I haven't seen any other bikers out here today. It's just me and my bike. Me and my bike. Wow. Crazy stuff down there. Look at that. Take a look, see. Okay, so there was a pipe there that broke out. You can see all the debris from years past. This thing here has been here for a long time. This bridge has been here for at least, I've been coming here for 20 years. And this little wooden bridge has been here for 20 years. It's doing so well because it's got telephone poles underneath it. That's why it's doing well. All right, I'm heading back into the trail. I just did that recently, so I'm not going to do that. I could go into the... Nah, I don't want to do that. I'm going to hit the other side. Yes, I've been here years ago. I have been here. I remember this. Like when I first started riding, we used to get lost out here. And when I first started riding dirt bikes around here, I used to come here. That car's new. That wasn't here before. People partying here, man. All kinds of beer cans and stuff. What car is that? That looks like a cruiser. Yeah, see, that's a newer car. Somebody just bought it here and did an insurance job on it. It's all burned up. I don't know what it is. Beat up, burned up. Yeah, I remember these trails. I remember that building there. I remember that. I don't know where this goes though. Check it out. Probably goes out to the power line or out to a road. Okay, so I wound up on Stag Hill. I'm all the way over a mile wide. So I went straight from Shepherd's Lake and Ringwood all the way to Mawa on Stag Hill. So now I'm taking the road back around to get back into the trail system because I don't want to repeat that power line. I don't feel like doing that. I want to get off the power line and get on some single track. Ooh. Oh. Trails everywhere. Yeah, I'm done with the power lines. I don't know, if I did like 10 miles of power lines, that's good. Find my way back to the single track. Through on the highway. No other way. I gotta get off this exit up here and get on 202. Take that back. it to Ringwood. I wanted to way the fuck out. I did not want to do this. But sometimes it's like that. I'm going on the fucking highway, fuck that. Go right back here and catch you flat. It's an adventure. Today's an adventure. Holy shit. Stag Hill, man. I haven't been there in years in that place. It's up by Mount Fuji. We'll go to Mount Fuji from there. There was a whole bunch of cars back there abandoned and burned up. I don't even know how they drive the cars back there, man. That shit was crazy. Like a regular car. This is the exit I want. All right, guys. Out by Ringwood College. Well, I could go down 202 and go into Ringwood that way through Ramapo. That's an idea. I think I'll do that. Okay, so I'm not headed right back to the car. I'm going back up this hill because I want to hit this other trail that I know I've never rode the whole thing down below because it's like a dirt bike trail. So I went in too soon and I wound up down by the gated community, and then I just rode along the fire roads until I got by Stag Hill. I mean, eventually all these trails take you out to Stag Hill Road. That's just the way it is. It's the Stag Hill trail section. But this one trail here, I just want to see. You know, I just swapped out my battery and I looked at the thing, and I'm about probably 3 miles from the car, and so I got a brand new battery and I'm 3 miles from the car. And what else? I've got 17 miles in, 17 and a half or close to 18 miles in right now. Pretty good for a day off. Right? I mean, we used to come out here and explore, and I remember going down that trail, but I don't remember finishing it. I remember turning back, you know, and just being like, this is too crazy, it's not fun. These trails back here suck. Right here, here's the turnoff. Is that it? No, I don't even know if that's the turnoff. Let me keep going up. I remember seeing that. That looks like it goes back into where I just came from. No, that's it. That's it, because this starts climbing. Gotta be it. There's another turn off up here, but it's a right turn. And that takes you into the race course. So, that trail right there probably just takes me right back to the same trail system that I was in. The same trail that I was in, I think it connects. But there's another one here. No, that's where I came from. Okay, so that's where I want to go. It won't take that long. Just a minute. Time to eat lunch soon. I'm hungry. Go check that out. I mean, I know nobody built any trails there. This is just dirt bike stuff. Okay, now I'm making a right. Oh, the hill. Wearing my new brake shoes. I remember this. I remember saying, damn, I hope this trail goes somewhere, Ian. I hope this shit is good down here, man. And then we got down to the bottom and we were like, fuck, we gotta turn back. Let's keep going. Let's see. Anything good? No. Gotta turn back. Come back up this shit. I wonder if we rode that shit. I wonder if we tried to ride it. Yeah, we tried to ride it, but I think we did. We can make that. We can make that. And if it looks like nobody's riding it, even on a dirt bike or a quad, I'll turn back. Because I know it's going to be beat. But no, it's good to be able to ride back here without being in mud. That's one reason why I'm doing it. Okay, this just goes back into the same trail I just came off of. I was on that trail earlier. That's the same trail that I took when I started my ride. Yep, that's the same trail. So that takes you right into it. I'm not gonna do that over again. I'll just go back. Cool though. Same double track trail. I'll go down there. Oh, came out through there, going back through here. Woohoo! Oh, oh, oh! Ah. Oh, huge rock slab on the right hand side. Man, huge rock slab. Ripping. Ripping hard. Hardly ripping. Hey, did I go that way? Wait a minute now. Now I'm really confused. I think I went that way this morning. No, that's the first turn off. I didn't do that. If that goes down. I remember seeing that slab. Dude, there's so many trails back here. I think I came up there. I don't know what the fuck. I gotta come back. Ride some more, another day. Woohoo! I'll figure it out in a minute. 'Cause I know I made the first left. No, I didn't make the first left because I was like, that's gonna take me in too soon of where I need to go. But what I did was I took the power line and then jumped back in. I'll show you what I did down here, guys. Okay, so what I did was I stayed on this trail because I wanted to see where it went, and I took the power lines, and the power lines took me back. So I didn't take that trail. I did not take that trail. Now I got to come back. I did not take that trail today. So what I did. They all look the same after a while. the regular trail that comes down from the race course. And now we're back on course, back on the regular old school race course. All fucked up. Nobody's riding that shit anymore. Everybody's going to Sterling. You can see the rocks underneath the leaves, the loose boulders. Okay, I'm headed down to the Bear Swamp Lake Green Climb. I'm going to climb that and go back into the single track from there. I was going to go around Bear Swamp Lake and just, you know, hit it from the other side and do the pipeline up, but I'm kind of tired of riding power lines all day. Open double track, really. I wasn't really in a power line. I was on double track, just double track, quad trail. Ah, this is I'll let you see this on camera. Now, anybody who's ever tried to climb Bear Swamp Lake Green Climb knows how hard it is, and only a handful of people I know have ever been able to make it. I've never been one of them. I came right to the top many times, but by the time you get to the top, there's a section that's like all, what is it called? What would I say? Roots, and just messed up, and you just can't make it. It didn't used to be like that. It was always hard, though. But this is it right here. You really can't see the incline probably, but it's going to be hard today with the leaves, e-bike or not. I'm in my easiest gear, I'm in turbo mode, and I still have to help a lot. The bike just doesn't want to, so the incline is pretty steep. It's slippery. I might not make it. I'll make it up, but the top section's a little tricky, especially with all these leaves. People have been riding it, going down it. Usually I make it, I'll tell you where I make it to. I always make it right to here, and I look and I'm like, I can't make it. It's this little section, it's all funky. That's it. Whew. Oh, walking up, off trail. Still climbing. Still got more to go. Not over, but that's the hardest part. Right there. This one takes a lot more effort on a regular bike for sure. You're like crawling up that shit. You're not spinning, you're crawling. And when you get to the end, you can't use first gear. You got to put it in second. Keep momentum over the rock. And that's what makes it really hard. Because after you're all wiped out and toasted, and by the time you get there, your legs aren't fresh. Because you've already ridden at least 10 miles or 7 miles by the time you get there. Probably 10, closer to 10 or more. So then by the time you get there and get on it and make it to the top, then you realize, damn, I gotta put it in a harder gear and push harder just to get over that section, and you can't do it. At least I never could. Everybody I know, I never seen anybody make it except for like 1 or 2 people. Yeah, it is what it is. It's one of those hills, man. It's one of those hills that if they made this a legal, legitimate biking trail, they would get rid of it. Just like the Death March in Ringwood on the race course, on the old race course. It used to be a hill just like that. And I was never able to make that either. I saw fat people make it. I saw people that were totally out of shape. At least they looked like they were totally out of shape. Just motor up it And I tried and tried. I blew my back out. I did all kinds of shit. I went out there with fresh legs. I actually like walked and rode my bike real easy until I got there and tried it like 4 or 5 times and couldn't get up it. Just couldn't do it. And it was just like this hill, one of those hills. I never even make it to the top on that one. I just would fucking stall out and lose all power. I was a fast rider in the beginning, but I wasn't a strong rider. You know, I couldn't motor and power up shit the way other people could, but I could blast really fast and keep that power down, whatever power I had. But as I got older, I became a stronger rider. And I always wish that they had kept that option in for the Death March, so you didn't have to do the switchback, you know? See if I could make it, you know? Just like this. I never was able to make this one, man. I tried it like crazy with my last bike that I had, the Scott, and I just couldn't make it. Tried and tried and tried. Never made it past that top part, man. I mean, if I stopped at the top part and took a break, then got back on the bike, I probably could do it, but you know, that's not really making it. That's not really making it. All right, I'm back in the single track. It's good, man, this is good. Wish I would have had this camera on yesterday, man. That shit was fucking awesome. That shit actually makes Sterling look bad. That's how good the trail is, that one trail. The Sterling, they can't make Sterling like that because they'd have to bring in so much dirt. It's too rocky in Ringwood, or that area, you know? They must have went with machines in there to that place because there's no way that they were able to do all that without machines. I mean, especially the pump track. The pump track was perfect. You see the pump track and you're like, wow, what is this for? It looked like where'd the dirt come from, man? Why is it so clean? They must have, I don't know, crazy. But they closed the pump track down as of, I think yesterday was the last day, or this weekend was the last weekend. So I was lucky to be able to go and check that out because they said so many people have been getting hurt. It was the private landowner that allowed the volunteers to build on it, and then people started getting hurt. And not that he was getting sued, he just didn't want to hear about it anymore. So he just said, you know, stop building. Nobody's riding here anymore, and that's pretty much it. Especially after yesterday. I mean, that guy was down and out. He could have died, and that would have been another problem. People are probably always crashing and getting hurt there. The jumps are huge. The jumps are huge. I mean, they're made for a pump track bike, and we don't have pump track. So when the people who ride there aren't riding the bike for that. They're riding cross-country bikes and free rides and downhill bikes or whatever, just rip it. And they're good riders, but then when all of a sudden you come out to the pump track that's in the middle of the trail system and it wasn't there before, you think you can ride that shit. And next thing you know, you're getting hurt. I thought I could ride it. I was doing some of them, and then all of a sudden I got carried away and almost overdid it, man. I got knocked in the head with my backpack with my 8-pound battery in it. Because the bike catapulted me and I didn't have the seat down far enough. But even if I had the seat all the way down, I would have endowed. Because I just, you know, the jumps were huge, man. Gotta check it out. Even though you can't ride that section anymore, you gotta look at it. I wish I had that on video too. It was a beautiful open field that the grass was meticulously groomed. It looked like somebody went out there with a lawnmower. And there was a big sign saying, please don't ride on our grass, use the trail. And they had a nice switchback trail that meandered along the side and, you know, kind of went through the middle, and then it took you to the top where you would blast down the pump track. It was awesome. When I say blast down, you didn't even have to pedal, dude. You're on the brakes the whole time. I mean, you can pedal if you want to, but you're gonna be on your brakes because you're going way too fast. It was crazy. It was crazy. They said downhill builders built it. Downhill riders, the racers built it, and it looks professionally done. I mean, it was like perfect. Everything was all shaved. It looked like they went there with a leveler. You know, everything was perfect. I'm like, what the fuck? This is crazy. The whole trail system was like that, though. I mean, everything there was bermed. That bermy trail was crazy. The berms were like, they were like up to your handlebar, and they were smooth. There were no rocks. So very interesting. Very good place. Anyway, let me enjoy this place. This place is good. I'm here now, enjoying Ringwood. Old school Ringwood now. Taking fire roads most of the day. Shit. Never did that. Back in the day, we used to do that before we knew where the trails were, or actually when there were no trails around here. Been riding here for 25 years, probably. Close to it, over 20, for sure. I'm gonna take the the trail off to the right here, and it's gonna dump me off back to my close to my starting point. And I should have about 25 miles in, maybe close to it. I definitely think I have over 20 by the time I'm done. That's where the blue comes out.